Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Ririn Putri Ananda, dosen dari Program Studi Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris, Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan, Universitas Muhammadiyah Bengkulu. Nomor NIDN saya adalah 0221049301. Pada kesempatan kali ini, izinkan saya menampilkan rekaman video proses pembelajaran atau pengajaran untuk mata kuliah yang saya ampu, yaitu mata kuliah Academic Speaking. Mata kuliah ini memiliki bobot 2 SKS dan diampu oleh mahasiswa semester 4. Fokus utama mata kuliah ini adalah membekali mahasiswa dengan keterampilan berbicara di lingkungan akademik, seperti presentasi ilmiah, debat terstruktur, serta memfasilitasi diskusi panel secara efektif dan juga kritis. Kompetensi yang akan dicapai dan dikuasai oleh mahasiswa yaitu mampu dan mahir menggunakan bahasa Inggris, lisan dan tulisan dalam melatih keterampilan berbicara dengan penuh tanggung jawab dan mampu bekerja sama dalam tim, serta menguasai konsep teoritis dalam pembelajaran academic speaking, sehingga mampu menerapkan pemikiran logis, kritis, sistematis, dan inovatif secara mandiri. Dalam proses pengajaran mata kuliah ini, saya menerapkan pendekatan DIA, yaitu Delivery, Interactions, dan juga Assessment. Untuk delivery, materi disampaikan menggunakan pendekatan genre-based approach dan task-based learning. Mahasiswa diajak memahami struktur retorika dan ungkapan bahasa ataupun language features yang sesuai konteks akademik. Kemudian interactions. Interaksi dibangun secara aktif dua arah melalui peer discussion, simulated academic presentation, serta sesi tanya jawab yang interaktif. Dan assessment, penilaian dilakukan secara holistik, mencakup penilaian formatif dan juga sumatif melalui final academic presentation project. Dan video yang akan saya sajikan berikut ini memuat topik debating yang akan dibagi menjadi dua pertemuan, yaitu pada pertemuan ke-11 dan 12. Modul pembelajaran pada pertemuan ke-11 ini dengan topik The Concept of Debating yang akan fokus menekankan pada bagaimana cara membangun sebuah argumen yang kuat dan bagaimana cara mengevaluasi sebuah argumen dengan baik. Dan pada pertemuan selanjutnya akan berfokus pada bagaimana cara menyampaikan dan mengekspresikan debat itu sendiri dengan menggunakan elemen-elemen of argument dan struktur debat yang telah dipelajari. Pada sesi ini, capaian pembelajaran yang ditargetkan adalah mahasiswa mampu memahami definisi dan konsep debat, memahami penggunaan elemen-elemen dan tipe argumen, serta mengerti bagaimana caranya mengevaluasi kualitas dari argumen tersebut. Demikian pengantar dari saya. Selamat menyaksikan video rekaman proses pembelajaran ini. Semoga dapat memberikan gambaran yang utuh mengenai proses pengajaran yang saya lakukan. Terima kasih. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, welcome back to my academic speaking classrooms with me, Ma'am Ririn Putri Ananda. So today we are going to continue our lessons. It's about what? Debate. Do you think so? Okay. But before that, before we are continue, before we are going to knowing about what exactly we are going to learn today, let's pray first. Pray. Begin. Done. Okay, everyone, are you ready to start? Okay, that's very good. But first, is there anyone here who skipped this class? No, complete. That's great. Go. See, before we begin our lessons, can you say what exactly the meaning of these pictures? Is there anyone here know? You know, there are two pictures here, it's like the first and the second. What about the first and what about the second one? Raise your hand.
It's like an investigation.
Oh, that's the first pictures. The investigations, great.
I think the producer is just talking.
Talking? Mm-hmm.
And the
Talking.
is debates.
Why you say it's talking?
Because the poster is like casual talking.
For the first or the second?
The first.
The first, yeah? Okay.
They sit with the non-formal situations. I think it's just talking between friends.
Mm-hmm.
So the second one I think is debate because they stand and like argue about something.
Mm-hmm. Arguing about something. That's great. So today we are going to learn about the argument, how we can argue something, how to make a good argument, how to make strong arguments like that. Okay, now see the learning outcomes for today. We have three. Yeah. After learning these materials, the students will be able to. The first is understand the definition of debate and elements of argument, and then the second one is you're going to understand the use of arguments forms. Okay. And then the last one, you are going to understand how to evaluate the quality of argument. You got this? Now we're going to go to the definition of debate. What exactly debate? According to you first, yeah? It's exactly what we're going to talk more later. So according to you, what is exactly debate? If we're talking based on this, yeah, a debate is public speaking in which participants prepare and present speeches. What exactly the meaning of it? What exactly the meaning of prepare and present speech on opposite sides of an issue like that? What is that? Raise your hand. Eru, you want to try?
I think from my understanding,
Mhm.
debate is kind of like the two person
Mhm.
who that have
Mhm.
different kind of like the opinion. Based on
Point of view.
Yep.
That's great. A point of view, yeah. Any other? That's great. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You want to try? Yeah. What do you think? It's good, yeah? It's talking about the point of view, yeah? Opinion. What else? Talking about debate. What exactly the point of the debate itself?
I think it's like the two person that have
Mm-hmm.
opposite of opinion, and like
Mm.
and it's their claim it's debatable. Like some of people may say that the best food in the world is meatball, but some of them is disagree and say that
Mhm.
Myanmar is the best food. So it's that kind of debate.
It means that try to exchange, yeah, the point of view of the speakers itself. That's very great. So, ladies and gentlemen, as what exactly you say, totally correct, yeah. So, debate is public speaking, yeah, formalized public speaking in which participants prepare and present speech. So, before we debate, of course, we have to prepare it first. We have to think first. We cannot just like directly say it something because it's just like coming from our mind, because it's not like just an opinion. We need data, we need support, yeah, to win the debate itself. We need data, we need support. So that's why this is exactly making a difference between debate and only communicating internally activity like that. That's great. Now we're going to know about the elements of argument. Yeah, this one is actually the elements of argument. The first is claim, reason, support, impact, and counter argument. So let's start it from the claim. Yeah. Is there anyone here who know what is claim itself? Claim. Do you know what is claim? Yeah.
Claim maybe our understanding about something.
That's
idea.
great. Our understanding, yeah. Our opinion, yeah. Our real opinion from our mind, like that. It's not from the theory, yeah. It's not from any other people opinion, but it's our mind. It's from our mind, like that. It's our opinion. That's a claim. And what's about the reason? The reason is a cause as a claim itself. We have the main claim, right? So there will be a cause why we say it like that. So it would be a reason. Yeah, we need to reason. And the next one is support. Now, this part, we need support, meaning that we need to prepare about the data. We need to see, we need to look for the data. We need to make the people understand, the people like, the people believe about what we are saying like that. So we have to bring some data here. Yeah. What kind of data? Example, for example. We're bringing like example, and then what we call it, research result, statistic data, for example. Yeah, so it will be in this part, in support. After main claim, we're giving reason. Yeah, we're talking about claim and reason is actually coming from our mind. Claim and reason the same. Yeah, I mean like coming from the speaker's mind, like that. And then the support it might be like something that can convince the audience itself. Yeah. And then the next one is impact. What is exactly the impact? After we are actually delivering about claim, reason, support, of course, that will be like a final point. Yeah, final point of what we already explained. So we call it as the impact. And somehow we call it as the conclusion. Yeah, could be like what exactly we are going to do in the future, for example, like call to action, for example, that we call it as an impact. Okay. And what about counter argument? Maybe you know what exactly counter argument. Is there anyone here now? Counter. We counter the argument. After we already make, long explanations, yeah, started from claim, reason, support, impact, and there will be like a counter argument. We try to like rebut, yeah. We try to like challenge. Is that so? Like that. Is that so? Your main point? I don't think so. And counter argument comes here. So the counter argument means that the challenge the main claim here, like that. Yeah. Okay. So we go to the example. Let's see the example. Okay. So the example of elements of argument. So I already write like this. So you can see here. I already like make a sign here. This one is claim. Started from the first sentence. Some people say that drinking a coffee is good. Yeah. Some people say that drinking a coffee is good. That's a claim. Why we call it a claim? Because it's only just some people who say it, right? Not all the people, right? It's only some people. And then because it can help us to boost the energy. It's reason. Still can be debatable, right? I mean, like the reason, meaning that the reason comes from the speaker's mind still. Yeah. And then according to nutrition's helpline, that coffee does more than boost your energy. A few daily cups of coffee may also lower the risk of type 2 diabetes and depressions, support weight management, and help you live longer life. It's support. Why we say it as support? What exactly the characteristic of support here? Why we call it as support? This one is claim, right? The sentence is claim, the sentence is reason, and this one we call it as support. Why? What is exactly the characteristic?
Because there's indicated data.
Yeah? Indicate the data. Which one? Show me.
According to nutrition health.
Yes.
Line.
According to nutrition helpline. Because it showed the data that the speakers actually show the data, bring the data here. So that's why we call it as support. As I told you that support, we giving or we bringing some data. It could be example, it could be research result. And this one is actually a research result. One of research result type. You got this? That's great. And then go. Therefore, nowadays we found. Okay. Therefore, nowadays we found many people who are addicted to it. Now, what exactly the characteristic of impact here? As I've told you that impact is the final result of the point, right? So you see here that there is one like word that show to you the indicators of the impact itself. Is there anyone here who can show me? Which one?
The people who are addicted to it.
The people?
Yeah, the people who are addicted to it.
The
Like
people?
Many people, yeah, sorry.
Many people who are addicted to it. Yeah, many people who are addicted to it. Yeah, this one is one of the example. Yeah, that indicators. Another indicators, one word, that actually show this is the final result of the point.
Therefore. No, silent.
That's it. Therefore, this kind of word, yeah, therefore, artinya apa? Oleh karena itu, so it's actually like strong indication of impact. Because this kind of word trying to deliver, oh, this one is exactly the final point, like that, right? Final point of my explanations. So when you try to make an impact, you can add like the words that actually can give you like characteristic to show this is a final result. Like we try to emphasize our arguments like that. Okay, next one. However, drinking a coffee doesn't merely give positive impact because it also brings more harm than good. WHO released the dangers of drinking coffee, such as an increase in blood pressure, regular headaches, elevated anxiety levels, disrupted sleep quality, and reduced fertility. In addition, the result of the research say that drinking a coffee is not the best choice to boost the energy because there are many vitamins that ultimately can boost someone's energy without side effect. Nah, this one is a counter argument. Again, what exactly the counter argument? Meaning that we try to challenge, yeah? We try to make, like rebuild again the argument as strong as possible. We call it as the counter argument because we try to challenge the main point, yeah? Like breaking the main point. Because the main point is like, some people say that drinking a coffee is good. That's the main point. But the counter argument say that what? Drinking a coffee is not the best choice to boost the energy. So that's exactly the difference between main claim and counter argument. So counter argument here, the function is to challenge the main claim, like that. So if we see here, of course, counter argument will be like the final result, right? The impact here is actually the final result of this kind of point, like the main claim point. But here is like the whole or the entire of the argument itself. You got this? That's great. Okay, next one. Now, we already know about the elements of argument. Now we're going to know about the forms of argument. Yeah. The form of arguments is consisting of some. The first is simple model. So if we're talking about simple model, it only consists of claim and support. Yeah, claim and support. Done. Like that. The example is euthanasia for terminally ill patients should be legalized. This one is claim. Yeah, because not all the people agree with this kind of sentence. Yeah, euthanasia for terminally ill patients should be legalized. Some will say no, like that. Yeah, but some people say yes, it's legalized. So that's why it's still debatable. We call it as a claim. Yeah, and then support. Upon death, the terminally ill patient suffering ceases. Yeah. Now, this one is the reason why we support the claim, like that. Yeah. So this one is this kind of sentence support this kind of claim. So that's why we call it as support, claim and support. So this one is also argument, but it's kind of simple one. It's not complex. Yeah. Just a simple one. It's also argument, but simple. Yeah. Go. Next one. It's a chain model. Yeah. Chain model consisting of claim, support or claim, and then support. Like that. Euthanasia for terminally ill patients should be legalized. And then supportnya. Support here is like a reason. Yeah. We must respect an individual's right to choose life or death. Like that. And another support is individual autonomy is an essential element of humanity. Why we call it support? Because we really agree with this kind of sentence, right? Like everyone agree with this kind of sentence. So that kind of data that brings by the speakers or the writer. Yeah. So that's why here it could be we must respect an individual's right to choose life or death. It could be support because we all also agree with this kind of thing, but it also can be claim. Yeah. Why? It could be. It's also included as a claim as well. Because here, like we must respect an individual's right. The word "must" is one of the indicators of claim of someone, like that, right? But it's also a support. Why we call support? Because most of the people agree with the sentence, like that. So this kind of data as well in this kind of argument. Okay, you got this? Okay, next. Cluster model. As you can see here, it's a claim, support. So it's like more complex than before, yeah? Jadi euthanasia for terminally ill patients should be legalized. And then here, there are three support that might be explained clearly like that. the first point is we must respect individuals' right to choose to live or die. And then the next support is upon death, the terminally ill patient suffering ceases. Okay? And then what again? Euthanasia relieves the family's financial burden. So there are three things, there are 3 points that will be explained more. So we call it as the cluster model. Yeah? See, if we compare with the previous one, like this, ya, dia cuma ada 2 seperti ini. But for cluster model, it's more complex. You got this right? Okay. This one is the complex one. Yeah. After claim, support, and then in support there are support, like that. This one is the complex one, everyone. Ya. Jadi kalian untuk di complex model ini benar-benar yang kalian benar-benar paham idenya seperti itu, dan kalian mencoba untuk mengkupas satu seperti itu, menjelaskan dengan sangat teliti dengan detail. Ini di complex model. One support can make another support, can make some support, can make many supports, like that. Yeah. So complex model is actually very great if you want to, like bring it in a debate. Of course, you can win debate if you use this complex model. Yeah. Okay. As you can see here, yeah, the example. You can read by yourself. Try that. This is exactly the same like before. And from this, see, this one is the support, yeah? First point, second point, and the third point. And from this point, it comes again another support. There are 3 support for only this kind of point. See how complex this kind of argument. You got this? Okay. Now it's time for you to find your group, guys. Actually, we already divided to be 3 groups. So just come to your group now. Okay, listen to me first. So you are going to find out the elements of argument, and you have to determine what kind of forms arguments, yeah, in that kind of thing, yeah. See? Okay, you got this? You got this? There is a paragraph there. So the things that you have to do is just like you are trying to determine for the forms of argument and elements of argument. Just maybe 5 minutes. Please discuss.
Oh, this is great.
Sometimes do M.Pd and the reason is actually this change our the natural biological something like that. But where's the data?
Where's
The supporting data.
Okay, I think thumbs up. You already done it. Okay, the first group first. The first group. Go. Maybe one representative, yeah, as the speaker. Stand up. Okay, Dewi, yeah. Dewi is going to be the speaker. So the other, please listen.
Should I say which one is the
Yeah.
So from this test, the first sentence it should be the claim,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason is the part is say that AI is a friendship faster than legal and ethical safeguards. And the supporting data, there's like Stanford AI Index report from 2024, like results from research, and there's say that also Pew Research Century Survey and EMF estimate that about 40% of jobs globally will be affected AI. It's also the supporting data, and the impact is better regulation promotes innovation while protecting society. And from our discussion, this kind of what is it?
Forms of argument.
It's a complex
A
model.
complex model, yeah. Okay, that's great. Give applause. Thank you so much. The next group, please.
Okay, so the claim of this topic or group is that the claim says high school should shift their start times to 8:30 a.m. or later to improve student health and academic performance. And then the reason that we found out is that this change aligns with the natural biological sleep patterns of teenagers who experience a puberty-driven shift in their circadian rhythm that makes it difficult for them to fall asleep before 11 p.m.
Okay, so the form of argument is?
It's good.
The forms
The form of argument
is?
is the American cluster model.
The cluster model, yeah? Okay, this one. So it actually consisting of claim, support, support, and support. That's great. The last one?
So if on our discussion, the claim should be the first paragraph about the owner should remain a permanent part of higher education. And after that, the reason is that it says that it increases access to education for students with different needs and circumstances. So basically, from all of that, it says that the data is about the research result. It says that reference to UNESCO findings on expanded educational opportunities that education monitoring report, educational learning platform have expanded educational for millions of learning worldwide, particularly in and after or during the COVID-19. The impact of this argument is that it improves access to the support lifelong learning and also broaden university reach.
So the forms of argument is?
Based on our group discussion, we think is that it is chain model.
Chain, yeah. Okay, chain model. That's great. It means that it just consists of claim, support, and support. Yeah. So it's like quite simple. It's almost the same like simple model, but it's more like explanations than that. That's very good, everyone. I think you all understand about this. So we already learned about the definition of debate. We also already learned about the forms of arguments and how to evaluate the arguments. Now it's time for me to give you like some reflections. I want to know. Is there any things that you can get from this lessons today? What exactly you learned from today's lesson? Okay. Dewi, wanna try? Okay.
So, what I get from this lesson, I think that if you wanna make a good debate, you want to win the debate.
Yeah.
So you need to prepare your data as good as possible, so
Good.
your opposite can doesn't get any weaknesses from your claim.
That's very great. And then, is there anyone who wants to add the reflections? What you got? Refi, yeah. Refi wants to.
Well, I also learned in the process of our study here is that a good argument should have a strong claim, and strong reason, strong supporting data in order to make the whole argument as good as you can.
Okay, that's very good, everyone. So I think you all understand about this. So for your assignment, I will give you a video to be analyzed today. So I will give you like the link of YouTube. This is debate video, and you have to make it clear, like on detail, the detail one. You have to make it like the elements of argument and what kind of form in that debate itself. Got this? Okay, thank you so much for today, everyone. I think that's all from me. Is there any questions before we end? No? Thank you so much for today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay.
Itulah tadi video pembelajaran untuk mata kuliah yang saya ampu, yaitu Academic Speaking dengan pendekatan DIA, Delivery, Instructions, dan Assessment. Thank you very much.